I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. Hi. Hello, everybody. This is video 844, and I have a cat tail in front of my son, and just wanted to make a video. This is going to be Voice Lab 7, I think, what we're up to. This is my 7th week, and if you're just coming to the party now, then about 7, maybe 9 weeks ago, I realized that even though I was a post-op transgender woman, I was really miserable. And I had become somewhat of a bitch um, because I was very jealous of other trans women who were very comfortable with who they were. And I realized what a bitch I had become. So, recognizing that and apologizing and trying to make some amends, I realized that I need to do something about my transition and things that maybe were a little undone. And part of that was coming to terms with the voice, okay? And how I express myself, how I articulate myself, how I can convey emotions and everything else. And so part of that was just unpacking, excuse me, a lot of things that when I was a kid I put into a box and just kind of pushed down and whatnot. So anyways, that's kind of the short of it. It was about 7 weeks ago. And I just said, okay, but what do I need to do? And I reached out. A friend of mine was like, hey, you didn't ask me, but here's some tips and tricks, and this is what I did to help me out. And I was like, this isn't the way you've always talked. And she was like, no. And um, kind of funny, and some of the videos, some of the sound files she gave me, I about shit my pants because no. And so I was like, well, maybe this is possible, and we'll just see how it goes. So that kind of brings us to week 7, and here's my deal. Excuse me. Ooh, I didn't do that good. Is that better? Okay, so when I don't think about it, kind of like now, I'm not thinking about it, I'm just talking. I think I sound pretty good. I mean, this is my voice. I'm not, this is if you did a graph of my voice, my old voice, okay. This would be about, I think it's like A3 sharp, maybe. And it was just like the highest that my voice went when I answered a question like, "What did you say?" or "Excuse me?" Okay, that at the end. And so what I did is I just tried to move my voice up to that little area there. So I'm not like putting a whole lot of stress on my voice, but it definitely, it does stress your voice. I mean, I should say it does stress your voice. But this is my real voice. I'm not acting like I'm doing something else. Okay, this is, yeah. Um, but anyway, so what I found is that when I am like right now, okay, my brain just switched over and it said, you better make sure that you sound really, really good. Okay, when I am like on the phone or I'm like at the drive-through, and what would you like? I'm like, well, I'd like, a number 3 with a Dr. Pepper. What happens is my voice goes up in pitch, okay, and it sounds terrible to me. And it sounds like I am, let me see if I can replicate. It's like a constriction in my throat, and my voice goes up a little, maybe like in this area, and it just doesn't sound, it sounds like I'm really trying to be fake, and I just don't sound very authentic because my voice is down here. Okay? And so, as I am trying to lower the vocal pressure, unfortunately my volume goes down. But what I noticed this week, I mentioned in a video a couple days ago that I was going to be training somebody at my work, and because we were sitting next to each other, okay, this is the way she talked to me. I think I understand, or, yeah, can you help me? I mean, this is in an office setting, okay, surrounded by people. She lowered her voice. Now, she's had a lifetime to lower the pressure in her voice, but to keep the volume up, okay, which I've not quite mastered. And so that's kind of where I'm going. But in the meantime, like I said, when there's these high pressure situations, my voice tends to go up and then I sound really, really bad. And what my daughter said to me, which was in the video, excuse me, I gotta wet my whistle. What my daughter said to me was, you need to slow down and enunciate your words, which was also in the training book manual video thing that I got, was to make sure that I enunciate my words. But see, my brain tends to go really, really fast, and I just talk and cause myself trouble. So that is kind of my where we're at here at week 7 is, for me, where I'm at is I'm trying to increase the amount of time that I speak. I'm trying to remember that it's okay to slow down. And if I'm in a situation like the drive-through or the phone, not to think too hard about it, which doesn't make much sense, but just to go with it and say, hi, good afternoon, and not try to like, okay, where am I? I've got to, reach this pitch or this, but just roll with it, you know. And my hope is that through not volume as in high or low, but volume as in lots, that just, we got to train the throat and we got to train the brain and all those things that it'll work kind of in conjunction. And definitely, as here we are at 6:20, my voice is just now constricting because it's tired, which can be very frustrating in of itself. And really, I think that's just about it, believe it or not. I don't have, okay, there she is, sorry. The camera is reversed, and so my cat jumped up. She's over here, but on the screen she's over there, so I don't know. That said, now voice lab over, how am I doing? I'm very worried, very worried. There has just been, since Trump took office, there has just been this series of negative back to back to back to back things. I was so happy when Joe Biden won, but then Trump was like, no, the election was stolen from me, and that just like has perpetuated. Here we are almost 2 years later, and we're still, despite numerous investigations and hand counts and everything else, there's no fraud. I mean, it's an empty bottle. There's nothing there. And yet, you still have people that are running now and 2 years later saying, oh, it was stolen and blah, 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 blah. And it's like the same old shit has just been like stretched out, and I think on top of my head, I think the pandemic, and then you have the war in Ukraine, and then now we have the Supreme Court supposedly is going to overturn Roe versus Wade, and that might open up other things like gay marriage, and of course, transgender people. We're always getting like kicked in the face everywhere we go, and excuse me, didn't do that very well either. I guess I just need to swallow when I drink, right? And then now, here we have mass shootings. Did I mention abortion? Abortion, we were talking about abortion, and you had all these people like pro-life, I'm pro-life, pro-life, save the babies, save the children. And then we had this mass shooting. 10 people were killed, and then like a week later, 19 more people were killed, but this time it was children. And I'm just sitting here going, my gosh, like, when does this stop? Like, when does this, like, shit snake sandwich, when does it end? You know? And today unfortunately, I got sucked into an internet troll who was trolling me, and, I should have been on my guard, and I wasn't, and so I kind of got sucked into their little world of crap. But you can't in my state. See, now my voice is starting to get a little tubey. In my state, in Indiana, the state legislature had a bunch of anti-transgender bills, and the governor vetoed them. He was like, no, you know this is wrong. And of course, the legislators are like, well, we can't do this. This is an attack against traditional family values, and blah blah blah. And so they overrode his vetoes. Okay. And so now there's like a lot of like anti-trans hate. you know these people like just confirmed a bunch of negative hatred. And so I try on Facebook, okay, or wherever, I always try to say thank you to the governor for standing up for transgender rights. And invariably, 25 people feel the need to put me in my place. You know? I mean, this is America. We're supposed to be able to express our opinion, and people are not supposed to attack us or belittle us. But that just doesn't seem if I'm a shitbag, I can be kicked and attacked. And I'm just like at the point now where I'm like, my gosh, you know, we can't, it's like you can't have Black Lives Matter. You can't think of human beings as mattering. People only care about fetuses. They don't care about children, real people. They don't, no fat, no free lunch, no fast start, no money for WIC. And then now we have guns, shoot each other. You should be able to kill who you want. And, I mean, it just blows my mind. And in the middle of all this, I'm trying to sound more like myself and use all the tools in my toolbox. You know, all the crayons, all the emotions that I put away in this little box many years ago and tossed into the ocean or shoved deep down inside of me. And so now I have all my feelings, and I can cry, and I can laugh, and I can be ecstatic, and I can get excited, but I can also get very morose and very sad, and oh my gosh, and now there are people who hate trans people, and they have guns, and they want to, just, my goodness. I mean, when will this end, I guess, is my my new things. So trying to hang in there, trying to keep a positive mental attitude. Um, so, my hands are open and understanding and trying to get along at the same time my shields are up, because I'm getting attacked, you know? So, and on the plus note, it's Pride Month, and I had a real good time my building where I work, excuse me, rather than cough into the microphone or whatnot, I'm gonna. Is that better? Um, where I work, they lit the building up for Pride, and my daughter and I went and watched it last night. It was kind of fun, and so there's a plus. I mean, there's oh man, the Billy Joel song "We Didn't Start the Fire." There's always been conflict. There's always been strife, but boy, I mean, I think in the future they're going to look back on this time frame and say, yeah, the era between 2020 and 2024, the shitty 20s, the sucky 20s or something, we got the roaring 20s and then the sucky 20s. I don't know, but anyway, um, but that's really just about it. I am playing a half elf that I wanted to play for a long time, and I have played her a little bit. Oop, where'd she go? There she is. Have played her a little bit, but I'm kind of working on her personality, and I'm kind of excited to do some fun stuff. It's an escape, okay? It's Calgon, take me away. So, on that note, I wish you the best of luck in becoming your authentic self as you define it. And boy, hang in there. That's all I can say. I have faith. I have faith that, and eventually, by the um, time my daughter can vote, let's see, she turned 16. That's what, 2 years? Um, I have no doubt the people of her generation, if they vote, they're not going to stand for this. And I know it's going to take a little while to bubble up, bubble up, bubble up, bubble up, to get the people that are in the Congress right now, both parties, okay? That if the people up there are not going to make the laws that support the Equality Act, going to kick them out. Going to kick them out. Going to kick them out. Going to kick them. Going to vote them out. And by the same token, eventually, now of course, this is probably my voice is. I'm so sorry. My voice is tightening up because it's saying, "Karen, shut up." Um, generations. The Supreme Court's the same way. You know, the way that we look at the world today is not the way our grandparents did. You know, and the world that my daughter's children are going to live in, or the kids of that time, is going to be different than this world. And so I do believe progress will happen. We just have to survive long enough to get there. So, on that note, I am positive. Until next time, good luck and take care. Bye bye, y'all.